Is that the mailman I hear? It is.
Thanks.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the shop. So we were reached out to by VEVOR and asked us to do a product review. So we have a product in this box that we're going to do a review on. So let's get it opened up and take a look at it. All right, what is in the box? Let's find out. All right. It's got a nice carrying case. Well, that's nice. That's something that none of my other units have had, is a case to keep it safe and protected from all the dirt and the grime. All right, we got some microfibers, some instructions. Actually comes with extra brushes for the motor. That's pretty handy because that does go bad sometimes. It's like a wool pad. If you haven't guessed already, it's a polisher, buffer, orbital guy. Bunch of different pads. Got a nice handle. Oh, it's even got some fancy Velcro to hold it in place, keep it from rolling around. And there is the orbital polisher. Car polisher, right there. It's got some nice weight to it. It's got the Allen key stuck in it. I like that. I like having the tools on the tool itself so you can take the pads off and adjust everything. So far, that's nice. It's got some good weight to it, which, I don't know, weight might be a bad thing, you know, when you're spending hours buffing, but it feels qualitily heavy. Let's see what it does when we turn it on. I like that. It's got the lock on the trigger, so you don't have to hold the trigger for hours. You're just buffing on a car. You know, that was the one thing about mine. You got to constantly hold that dang trigger down all the time, and your fingers get a little tired after a while. So being able to lock the trigger and just work that in. Oh yeah. Well, let's I don't know what I'm going to polish, but let's polish something. All right, I just decided to do Project 3rd Gen's rear deck lid here. It is the most oxidized, sun-faded thing we have. So I'm going to do a little test here. This is going to be original. This will be the orange pad, which I believe is the hardest pad for just really cutting it. And then this will be the polish, and this will be the fine ultra cut polish with the black pad. So you guys can kind of see a different steps. And the one thing I don't necessarily love right off the bat is the speed control. It doesn't tell me what numbers are what RPM, because when you're using your polish, you always want to look and see what RPM you're supposed to be using for each individual polish. The instructions said that this thing is, let's see, free load speed, or no load speed I should say, 2100 to 5000. So I'm assuming that 6 is 5,000. It'd be nice if it was kind of broke down. The 5 would have been 5,000. So we're gonna have to kind of read in between the lines a little bit here and just get the speeds right for whatever polish we're gonna use. So we're gonna start off with, and oh, by the way, whenever you're using polish, I am not a detail guy or a polishing guy, but spend the money. This stuff is expensive, but spend the money. It's well worth it. It definitely makes things look a lot nicer when you're all said and done. So for this, Super Duty rubbing compound on the orange disc. We will be using a speed of, if I can see it here, so 1,000 grit, sanding, minor orange peel, blah, blah, blah. Compound using 1,200 to 2,000 RPM max. So we're gonna put this on the minimum setting, which would be about 2,100 freeload. That should get us close enough in that window. So let's polish a little bit. I'm gonna polish each one of these with this heavy rubbing one, and then I'll leave this in the heavy cutting, and we'll go to the polish, and then we'll go to the final. Oh, what's our last one? That's machine polish, 3M machine polish. Let's see, that's gonna use, it's gonna use 1,200 to 2,000 also. And then for the final, we're gonna use the Perfect It. And that is gonna be a 14 to 2,000 also. So we're gonna use this thing pretty much on the lower settings. Maybe we'll skip up to the 1. We'll see what it looks like when we put load on it, if it's not spinning fast enough. So, let's give it a whirl. It's gonna put a little, that's probably plenty. That's more than enough, but new pad, it'll eat it up. I'm gonna go ahead and bump that up a little bit. It's not spinning as fast as I thought it was once you get a little load on it. We're gonna go for 2. Ooh, that paint is gnarly. This paint is really checked and cracked once it gets polished. Wow. We're gonna cut that a little bit more. See if we can clean that up just a tad bit more. This thing definitely could have used a good wet sanding. This is what it started out as. This is with just the hard cutting compound. This paint is in really bad shape. It's single stage. It's got a lot of deep scratches in it. We really should probably wet sand it, but definitely is cleaning it up nicely. This thing needs to be wet sanded. We're gonna go get some sandpaper and we're gonna see what happens if we wet sand this area and go through all 3 steps again. So I'm gonna go get some sandpaper. All right, we're gonna see. I don't know, this probably isn't the best pad for this. It's kind of soft. So I have these, this is 800 grit sandpaper. You know, we're just gonna hit that real quick, and then I've got 1,500 and 2,000, so I'm gonna turn this down. All right, so here's the original, what the single stage looked like. Somebody had sprayed over the clear coat that was factory on this. That's when I sanded it. We sanded right through the single stage. So this is down to the factory paint with the clear coat. But man, it's got a nice mirror shine on that with the clear coat. This is no wet sanding, ultra perfected polish with the black pad. This is with the white pad. This is the orange pad. This is the original. You can just notice the shine difference on each stage. Everything just looks a little cleaner, a little crisper, and a little brighter. And then, oh yeah, the wet sanded stuff is by far the best. Got rid of all those really fine scratches and cracks in there. But this is just for demonstration purposes, because this will be getting painted black here shortly. So, okay, so honest review on this thing, I've used it about 30 minutes so far. It seems to work much better than, let's see, what was I using before? Using this guy. This is a Porter cable. special I got from Menards. It doesn't seem to oscillate as well. This VEVOR one seems to actually work really nice. I like it so far. Don't know how long it's going to last, if it's going to make it long term, but so far it's really doing a good job. It's pretty comfortable to hold on to. I like the handle up here. You can really kind of manipulate the head nicely with it. So far it's getting 2 thumbs up. We'll see what the future holds for this thing. Don't have a lot of polish and bodywork stuff on the list right now, although I am trying to talk Jackson into completely repainting his Camaro this year, so we'll see if that happens or not. But all in all, I'll give it a thumbs up. It's going to be a nice little tool to add to the arsenal, and I love the fact that it comes with the carrying case to keep all of the random dirt and dust and stuff out of your pads. It can be nice and zipped up, cleaned up. It doesn't go sit in the bottom of my toolbox like all this stuff does, you know, and get dirty and God knows what else happens to it in there. So there's a link down below to the website where you can find this thing. If you guys are interested in picking one up yourself, go ahead and use the link and help support the channel. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you got any comments about this bad boy, go ahead and leave them down below. Catch you on the next one. Later.